Have you ever wondered why the same guys keep winning without trying, while others get ghosted, rejected, or just ignored? There's a reason, and it has nothing to do with looks or money. It's a hidden pattern most men never see. Female hypergamy, a subconscious filter wired into attraction itself. And unless you understand it, you're stuck playing a rigged game. But here's the twist. This isn't about blaming women. It's about seeing reality for what it is and using that truth to change who you are. Because the moment you stop chasing approval and start commanding respect, everything flips. And no, this isn't about manipulation. It's about transformation. You don't change the game by outplaying it. You change it by outgrowing it. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to flip the dynamic from being tested and rejected to becoming the one who sets the standard. Let's get into it. Let me take you back. There was a guy, average looks, no flashy status, but every woman in the room felt something when he walked in. He didn't speak much. He didn't try. But he radiated something no one could fake. Presence. Now, here's the uncomfortable truth. Female hypergamy picked up on that instantly. Hypergamy is not some toxic trend. It's a biological instinct hardwired into attraction. It's the drive to seek the best possible option. Genetically, socially, emotionally. It's not conscious. It's instinctual. For centuries, women didn't survive by choosing the nicest man. They survived by aligning with strength, real or perceived. And in today's world, that strength isn't just muscles or money. It's internal power, emotional control, self-possession. That's what the man in the room had. A quiet gravity. And hypergamy isn't looking at your resume. It's feeling your frequency. You can't fake this. You can't pretend to be grounded. Because hypergamy doesn't care what you say. It cares who you are when you're tested, ignored, or challenged. It scans for congruence. Are your actions aligned with your self-worth? Or are you just performing confidence while desperate for approval? This is why needy behavior gets punished. Not by cruelty, but by biology. The moment you chase, you flip the polarity. The instinct withdraws. The attraction fades. But once you see hypergamy not as an obstacle, but as feedback, everything changes. It's not testing you to hurt you. It's testing you to see if you built yourself. And if you haven't, it shows. So ask yourself, do you lead yourself first? Or are you waiting to be chosen? Because that question is the pulse check of real attraction. And here's what most never realize. Hypergamy isn't looking for a perfect man. It's looking for a man who's stable in chaos. A man who can hold frame when everything's falling apart. Because in a world where everyone is reacting, the one who remains centered becomes magnetic. That's not bravado. That's embodied calm. And it speaks louder than any words ever could. Here's the trap. Most men think they need to impress her. Buy the right shoes. Send the perfect text. Say the clever thing at the exact right time. But hypergamy doesn't care about any of that, because all of that is surface. And surface isn't sticky. Presence is. Most men approach attraction like it's a transaction. If I give attention, I'll get affection. But what they don't realize is that every time you seek approval, you lose polarity. You shift from the center of gravity to chasing orbit. That's why the guy who says less often attracts more. He's not reacting, he's anchored. He's not performing, he's embodying. And hypergamy feels that. Women don't test you because they're cruel. They test you because attraction is an emotional filtration system. It wants to know, are you real? Or are you a mirror reflecting what you think she wants? Here's the harsh truth. If you're still trying to be chosen, you're not choosing yourself. And hypergamy will sense it instantly. This is where most men spiral. They get ghosted and think, I wasn't enough. But it's not about being enough. It's about being solid, being full, being non-reactive. Because when you're full inside, you don't chase. And when you don't chase, you become the kind of man who naturally attracts not just women, but opportunities, respect, power. Still think this is about tricks. It's not. It's about alignment. You don't need better lines. You need deeper roots. Because attraction isn't logical, it's energetic. And if your energy screams, please choose me, hypergamy hears, I don't choose myself, and it leaves. So don't change how you talk. Change what you believe about yourself. That's where this flips. Hypergamy isn't punishing you. It's exposing your gaps. And once you fill those gaps from within, you stop being tested because you've already passed. And here's what separates the few who thrive from the many who repeat the same cycles. The men who get it don't adjust themselves to be liked. They calibrate themselves to their mission. They don't need to be liked because they are too busy being aligned. That's what changes the way they walk into a room. Not louder, not flashier, just grounded, calm, intentional. Because real attraction doesn't rise from anxiety. It rises from certainty. Ask yourself this: when was the last time you said no to something just because it didn't meet your standards? When was the last time you walked away, not out of ego, but out of self-respect? That's the kind of energy hypergamy notices, and it notices it fast. Women don't want to lead emotionally. They want to trust the man who leads himself first. And when you become that man, without needing her to see it, she sees it. That's the irony. You flip the dynamic the moment you stop trying to flip it. Here's the hard pivot. The dynamic flips the moment you do. Not when she texts back. Not when she chooses you, but when you stop waiting for either. You want to become magnetic? Stop orbiting. Start building gravity. Every time you put her on a pedestal, you subconsciously shrink yourself, and hypergamy picks up on that instantly. So, how do you flip the script? Step 1. Ruthlessly shift your focus from outcome to identity. Stop asking, how do I get her? And start asking, who am I becoming? Because when your self-worth is built on her reaction, you're already lost. Your power starts the moment you stop outsourcing your value. Here's a mindset shift. Live like you're already chosen, by yourself. Walk, speak, move, act like the man she would chase, not to trick her, but because that's who you're building. Step 2. Audit your inputs. Who are you listening to? What are you consuming? Your attention is your diet, and most men are feeding on emotional junk food. Validation loops, fantasy, escapism. Replace that with creation, challenge, mission. Because the man who has purpose doesn't have time to chase. He's already being chased. By opportunities, by growth, by the right kind of energy. Step 3. Emotional mastery. This is the cornerstone. Reactions are cheap. Control is rare. Every time you lose your center because she pulls away, she sees that. And hypergamy silently notes, not yet. You don't become attractive by removing emotions. You become attractive by owning them. Fear, anger, jealousy. Face them. Don't fake them. And here's the final step. Detach from needing anything to happen. Yes, still desire. Still move forward. but let go of needing the win. Why? Because when you don't need the win, you play different. You play free. You play from abundance, not anxiety. And that energy flips the entire frame. Hypergamy tests to see if you'll fold, but the man who has nothing to prove and nothing to hide, he becomes the prize because he's already chosen himself. He's not playing games. He is the game. And once you become that man, you don't need to chase, convince, or perform because the dynamic already flipped and you didn't say a word. Want to test if you've flipped the dynamic? Try this. Go one full day without needing a response. No checking your phone, no decoding messages, no emotional spikes based on attention. Just you, locked into your mission, your purpose, your growth. It'll feel strange, empty even. That's the detox. You're starving your addiction to external feedback. And what rises in its place is pure clarity. You realize she was never the point. She was the mirror. The real battle was always internal. When you master that, your vibe changes and people notice. She notices. Not because you're louder, but because you're less available to nonsense. You don't react. You don't flinch. You lead. And here's the irony. Women don't chase men who chase them. They chase men who are chasing something bigger. So build something. Your body, your skills, your vision. Fill your life so full of purpose that she doesn't become the point. She becomes the bonus. And if she walks away, let her. Because now you're not looking to be rescued. You're looking to be mirrored. And only women who've done the same internal work will reflect you back. That's not pickiness. That's alignment. So here's your real task. Stop looking for someone to complete you. Start building a life so full, so raw, so yours, that the only women who fit are the ones strong enough to stand next to you. And when that happens, you won't need to flip the dynamic. You'll have already transcended it. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Female hypergamy isn't something you beat. It's something you outgrow. The moment you stop trying to win validation and start living like your life is the reward, you flip the dynamic without force. So here's your challenge. Stop trying to be chosen. Choose yourself completely every day. Say no when it's easier to say yes. Walk away when it costs you comfort. Build something so authentic, so real, that you no longer need to impress anyone. Because the man who doesn't chase isn't passive. He's powerful. And when you reach that point, rejection isn't a threat. It's a filter. If this video hit you where it needed to, subscribe, like, share it with someone who's still chasing ghosts. Because the only thing standing between you and the man you could be is whether you'll choose him today, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Today, because becoming magnetic starts with that one decision.